Welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I am Emedion James coming to you live from Uyo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. President Tinubu tasked NDDC to deliver impactful projects that touch lives. Akwa Ibom State Executive Council approves 357 projects, ratifies Ibom International Hospital contract. Plus, US revokes 6,000 student visas. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in just a moment. Many thanks for staying tuned. We begin this afternoon from a national scene where President Bola Tinubu has charged the Managing Director, Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), Dr. Samuel Ogbogu, to continue to deliver impactful projects that touch lives, empower youth, and give hope to the communities. Tinubu, who was represented by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, gave the advice at Ogbogu's 50th anniversary launching of 2 books in Abuja. The President urged Ogbogu and his team to continue to champion the transformation of NDDC. According to him, Niger Delta is more than a region. It is the economic heartbeat of the country and central to the economic and the environmental future of Nigeria. In another development, the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) has condemned the assault on a member of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC), Jennifer Elebo, by security operatives in Anambra, and is demanding the prosecution of those involved in what it described as an inhumane act. In a statement by its president, Afam Osigwe, and National Secretary, Mobolaji Ojibara, the NBA frowned at the action, calling it a direct violation of her dignity and fundamental human rights and a barbaric treatment. Recall that on Monday, a video of armed security operative under the umbrella of the Operation Udo Gachi, also known as Agu Chemba Vigilant Group, assaulting the corps members went viral. The operative was seen beating and later stripping Elebo of her clothing in the Oba community of Anambra State, accusing her and other corps members of fraud despite pleas from her and the presentation of her identity card. In a separate development, the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) has urged the federal government to delist the union from the Tertiary Institution Staff Support Fund while calling on its members to gear up for fresh protests over unresolved demands. The union described its inclusion in the federal government loan scheme as a ploy by the government to conscript it as a guarantor of loans it knows nothing about. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of ASU's National Executive Council meeting held at Usmanu Danfodio University, Sokoto, and signed by its president, Christopher Piwuna. ASU maintained that rather than floating loan schemes, the federal government should release the withheld 3.5-month salaries of its members, which it said would be of more value to them. Recall that the federal government, through the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, last week launched the TISSF, a 0% interest loan scheme for academic and non-academic staff of tertiary institutions to assess up to 10 million naira. Back here, The Akwa Ibom State Executive Council has approved a series of landmark resolutions aimed at advancing infrastructure, healthcare, tourism, sport, transportation and energy development in the state. The meeting was presided over by Governor Moino at the Executive Council Chambers, Government House, Uyo. In his opening remarks, the governor emphasized the importance of teamwork, urging them to leverage one another's strength in the collective drive to actualize the Arise agenda for the overall development of the state. Among key resolutions, the council approved the award of 357 projects across ministries, departments and agencies to qualified youth and companies through the state procurement portal, urging beneficiaries to maximize opportunities for the good of the people. Council also ratified the agreement and contract award for the Ibom International Hospital project, a proposed 350-bed world-class medical facility, and formally handed over the site to contractors. On infrastructure, ESCO reviewed 771 kilometers of road projects across the 31 local government areas, directing the Commissioner for Works and the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning to align identified needs with the 2026 budget to ensure widespread coverage.
The report of the Project Management Office, the Executive Council approved the award of 357 projects across various MDAs to qualified youths and companies pre-qualified through the state procurement portal. The Governor and Council urged youths in the state and businesses to take advantage of these opportunities for the benefit of the people. Following the consideration of the status report from the Ministry of Health on the Ibom International Hospital project, a 350-bed first-class medical facility, the Executive Council ratified the agreement with the construction company handling the project, an award of contracts for the project, and also approved the formal handover of the site to the contractors for work to commence. Council reviewed a total of 771 kilometers of road projects presented across the 31 local government areas. The Honorable Commissioner for Works, in collaboration with the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, were directed to align the road projects' needs identified during the town square meetings in the various federal constituencies with available budgetary envelopes for equitable coverage in the entire state.
To boost the power sector, the Council approved plans to host a power summit as part of efforts to accelerate reliable and affordable electricity delivery in the state and also in the area of tourism. Council inaugurated an inter-ministerial delivery committee to drive preparations for a forthcoming tourism summit with Governor Moino as chairman. The move, supported by a presentation from the Tony Blair Institute, is part of the destination Akwa Ibom marketing plan.
The effort to consolidate the state's power sector development drive, the Executive Council reviewed the roadmap for the implementation of the Sustainable Energy Development Program of the state and approved the hosting of the Power Summit to anchor and accelerate the delivery of reliable and affordable electricity in the state. In a determined effort to consolidate the state's
and sport development, ESCO approved the purchase of equipment for 30 different sports ahead of the Akwa Ibom Sport Festival, which kicks off on Monday, September 8, 2025, with 18 sporting events scheduled to hold. On transportation, Council received a progress report on the Oron Maritime Terminal and directed acceleration of works to resume full maritime services and strengthen the blue economic corridors. It further approved an expansion of the compressed natural gas CNG city buses from 20 to 50 to ensure rotational coverage of all 31 local government areas. Council also took note of the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise by INEC and urged mobilization of citizens for active participation. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor has commended the Nigerian Army for their unwavering commitment to maintaining peace and security in the state. The governor, who spoke when he received the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, and his entourage on a courtesy visit, highlighted the state's recognition of the Army's crucial role in ensuring the safety and well-being of Akwa Ibom citizens. Governor Eno, who also acknowledged the existing relationship between the Army and Akwa Ibom State, expressed gratitude for the collaboration and assured the Army Chief that the state government would visit the Ibawa barracks in Abak local government area to explore ways to further support the Army.
Appreciate the Nigerian Army for the work they do, but most particularly for the collaboration that exists between the Nigerian Army in Akwa Ibom under the leadership of the Commander 2 Brigade. We just want to thank you for the civil military relationship that has been built amongst our people. We have noted in our very short discussion your request for us to intervene in the Ibawa barracks, and I've assured you that when the Commissioner for Internal Security returns, he will pay a visit to the barracks and will see areas we can support the Nigerian Army so that we continue to have good accommodation for our people. We're already doing some intervention in the headquarters of the 2 Brigade in Biokporo, and we'll continue to do that. I've also made a reminder, and you have promised to graciously grant us an outpost. We need an intervention in our own area. We need that intervention because it's critical for us. That's a literal area, and a lot of the kidnapping takes place and go through there. And we believe that having that will help reinforce our security arrangement.
Earlier, the Chief of Army Staff, who had expressed the Nigerian Army's commitment to protecting lives and property, noted that he was in the state on an operational visit, hence the need to lead a delegation to pay homage to the governor.
So I'm just simply here this morning to pay homage to your person and to the good people of Akwa Ibom State. Well, I've been part of this state, in the past because I was the General Officer commanding 6th Division, so I know the state very well, and I know His Excellency in person. So, coming to Akwa Ibom State this morning is just to pay homage to him and thank him for his support generally. And I'm always very quick to tell all Nigerians that Nigerian Army belongs to all Nigerians. And that goes with security generally. It's everybody's business. So, having known His Excellency, I'm not surprised with the kind of support he's giving to the Army, and I'm sure he's still going to give us more. Akwa Ibom State is one of the most peaceful states in Nigeria. Well, that's to tell you that all security agencies are getting the right support from the government. Because once the agencies are supported in the right manner, you expect some level of peace in such a place. So, Your Excellency, I thank you for your support, and I thank the generality of the Akwa Ibomites for being very homely, very good people to our people. And I hope going forward.
Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that while acknowledging the state's peaceful atmosphere and the governor's unwavering support to the Army boss commended the governor for his contributions to maintaining peace and security in the state, describing Akwa Ibom as one of the most peaceful states in Nigeria. In the meantime, in a bid to combat the rising menace of illegal mining in the state, particularly along the state's coastlines, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino has inaugurated a strategic and operational committee with a strong mandate to tackle the rise of illegal mining issues in the state. Speaking during the inauguration of the committee at the State ESCO Chambers, Government House Uyo, the governor stressed that the committee tasks include profiling miners in the state, monitoring the activities and ensuring compliance with the law.
An academic committee, it is an operational committee. Over the years, we are beginning to notice the rise of illegal mining activities in the state, particularly across our coastal line. And so we believe that there is a need to check this. And the Ministry of Environment cannot do it alone. They will need the collaboration of all of us, because the trucks that carry these things from the ministry, we need to work together, the local governments, all of these people are within your territories. And we need to also follow it up with the backing of the law. So we've tried to enlarge this committee. If we are not careful to checkmate this, there is so much influx of people from other regions into the state. And God forbid we ignore this and we build a future that will not be safe for the state. So that's why we're taking it seriously. We want to know who are the miners in the state. What's their profile? We need to know the type of minerals they are looking for. Where and how do they pay taxes, and to who?
Governor No also directed the local government chairman to take charge of their areas and report any illegal mining activities to the state government as they work collaboratively to identify and prosecute offenders immediately. The state chief executive also directed the revocation of lands illegally bought without the government knowledge in order to bring an end to the hazardous activities of illegal miners in the state and restore peace and security to the affected areas.
Take time now to sound a note of warning. If I find anyone illegally getting involved in encouraging illegal mining in our state, I will not mind whatever office the person occupies. We will withdraw their certificate. Local government chairman, take charge of your local government. Mining is not a traditional institutional thing. Let us get that very clear. The local government chairman is the chief executive officer of the local government. And so please do not tolerate those things. Bring it up early to our attention and let us address it. Let us stay within the boundaries that the law has allowed us. I stand here today to inaugurate this state committee to combat illegal mining in our state. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Government House correspondent Jen Owa reports that the committee members include the Commissioner, Ministry of Environment, Commissioner, Ministry of Finance, Commissioner, Ministry of Internal Security, Commissioner, Ministry of Justice and Attorney General, Commissioner, Ministry of Transport, the State Director of Security Service, State Commissioner of Police, Honorary Special Advisor to the Governor on Security, Chairman of ALGON and the Chairman of 15 local government areas representing the coastal areas in the state, amongst others. Let's move now to Africa, where former Malian civilian Prime Minister Chogu Manga has been charged with embezzlement of public funds. His lawyer, Cheikh Konaro, announced this yesterday. Manga was remanded into custody following a hearing before the country's Supreme Court. Reports say no date has yet been scheduled for his trial. Manga served as Mali's civilian head of government from June 2021, but was dismissed in November 2024 after he publicly criticized the junta in power. On the foreign scene, the White House launched a TikTok account as President Donald Trump continues to permit the Chinese-owned platform to operate in the United States despite a law requiring its sale. Reports say the account had about 4,500 followers an hour after posting the video. Trump's personal account on TikTok, meanwhile, has 110.1 million followers, though his last post was on November 5, 2024, Election Day. TikTok is owned by a Chinese-based internet company, ByteDance. Recall that a federal law requiring a TikTok sale or ban on national security grounds was due to take effect the day before Trump's inauguration on January 20. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department has revoked 6,000 student visas since Secretary of State Marco Rubio took office 7 months ago. Rubio, to the delight of President Donald Trump's right-wing base, has proudly moved against students using an obscure law that allows him to restrict visas for people deemed to counter U.S. foreign policy's interests. The Trump administration has also more broadly sought mass deportations of people in the United States illegally. The office said that about 4,000 of the visas were for the violations of law. Meanwhile, the State Department did not break down the visa by nationality. And that's all we have for you at this time. To ensure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website at spectrumtvlive.ng. I am Emma John James and you've been watching Spectrum News at 4. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.